Hey everybody, welcome to etrailer.com. I'm Bobby, and today we're taking a look at the Thule Front Wheel Holder. Now, as fork-mounted bike rack options become more and more popular, you might find yourself having to take off that front wheel more often than not. Well, this is going to go ahead, and instead of having to throw this inside of our vehicle, eat up that cargo space and making it dirty, especially from those trail riding, we can go ahead, get that wheel out of our vehicle and onto the top of our car, saving us that space, and of course, making the inside of our vehicle clean for ourselves. So this is going to go ahead and give us a great little option. And one thing I like about it too, not going to be eating up too much room on your crossbar system. That becomes a big factor, especially when you're trying to get a lot of toys up on there. So this is going to go ahead, work in tandem with that bike rack we might already have up on there, but still leave us plenty of room for a bunch of our various accessories. Taking a closer look here at the product, you guys can see this is going to be made of a nice aluminum with a nice black powder coat finish on it for ourselves. So we know it's going to be holding up well to that rust and corrosion, especially if we are leaving it on the top of our vehicle for many, days at a time. Definitely going to be holding up well for ourselves. Now we just have a simple little mounting system here. Now if you guys are familiar with any kind of roof mounted accessories, you've probably seen this before. It's just a rubber coated stripping here and it's very easy to use. However, it is actually in the locked position right now. And that's one thing I like about it too. You are getting a nice little security feature with this carrier. So right here, you're seeing this locking core. That's actually preventing our knob from actually being moved here, as we do have a little latch there that's preventing that knob from moving. To go ahead, we just simply open up with our key. It is gonna have two keys that are gonna be key to like, which is great. If you're like me and a little forgetful, nice to always have a spare. And all I have to do, I can go ahead, slide that out now. Now I actually can loosen up this knob. And by loosening that, I can go ahead and actually get my stripping out here. And now that stripping allows me to quickly mount onto any roof bar system. I just simply slide this around my roof bar, clamp on, and we're good to get going on the road. So great little solution there for ourselves. And what I really like about it too, doesn't take any time. And you also are getting a square bar adapter here. So sometimes that square bar just gets a little weird, not enough purchase for those strips to really kind of hang on to. Nice that we get this nice little base for ourselves to go ahead and make sure we are getting a secure hold no matter what crossbar we are. Now, of course, that will fit your Aero factory square, and as we mentioned, those squares, of course, with that nice little adapter for ourselves. Now, it can fit wheel sizes from 20 to 29 inches, and as well as having a maximum wheel width of 3 inches, make sure that our wheels are going to be appropriately sized to start working on this guy. Talking about the arms themselves too, these are going to be made of aluminum as well. These forks work really, really well. You're seeing a little bit of just an offset there, as you guys can kind of see. Works really, really well. And I've also gone ahead today and picked ourselves up a bike wheel to go ahead and show how this works. Now this is a through axle bike, so it might be a little different than your guys' at home. We do have those quick release options. They also are going to have these skewers that are going to work. However, you have a through axle, you may need to pick up the Thule through axle skewer adapter for your through axle bikes, which we are utilizing today. So I recommend taking a look at those if you guys do have the bikes like we do. All of a sudden though, all we gotta do is take over our forks, simply place them right in. Now that skewer, you wanna leave a little bit of thread exposed so you can see exactly how those guys are actually on there. Go ahead and give you guys just a closer look of how that's held onto that skewer. Pardon my reach. And then to tighten that, guys, all we wanna do, simply tighten in like so. Lost the knob there. Make sure we aren't too loose. Pardon me, guys. Now all we got to do though is simply press down here on that. We want to make sure we have a nice secure fit. Don't want this tilting up a little bit. Let me go ahead and run that knob in for now. And then to go ahead, we just bring in that knob a little bit. And then we do have this nice little cam lever here. We just simply bring up into position. That's going to go ahead and secure our wheel securely for ourselves. So you can see no spinning, no movement here. And all we have to do is simply take it, place it right inside. Now go ahead and make sure you are spinning your nut just a little bit here, that hand knob at the very end, out of the way. And we go ahead, set it in like so, and start securing that knob again. Now I'm a pretty big fan too of that nice kind of like sleek look it's got. I kind of like that offset. Makes it a little cool there on the top of our vehicle. But as you guys can see, great little solution for ourselves to get it mounted. One cool thing too, we can just go ahead and take that knob off, and if this is on our roof bar system, it can be a pain to have to reach up to these guys and utilize that skewer system. So we just simply back that thread off a little bit more, and we're nice and released. So we can walk that wheel off, and take it off in no time. So let me go ahead and release these forks here for ourselves, just so we can go ahead and start getting our full measurements. One nice little thing too, we just simply have to loosen it up, walk our wheel off, and now we can get riding in no time. So easy little solution there. Those forks work so well too, just getting that in a nice position. No matter what your wheel size is, we'll be ahead and clamping and fit it perfectly. So like how well that works. Well, let's go ahead and start looking at some of our dimensions here, guys. Let me go ahead and try to tuck that guy like so. So if we are having this on our crossbar here like so, we can know that this is our front with the Thule facing. So we can go ahead and start taking a look at some of our dimensions. So from our length here today is going to be putting us, let me go ahead and give you guys a closer look right here, guys, so you can see those. That length is going to be putting us right at 5.5 inches, while our overall width, taking account for our knob as well, is going to be right at 7 inches. And that overall height from the base of our carrier to the very end of our forks there at the top is going to be putting us at 2.5 inches for ourselves. Now our height with the forks installed though is going to be just a little bit different. Let's go ahead, get that guy reinserted. Tighten down just a little bit for measurements. We can go ahead, set that parallel. And taking a quick look here, guys, we can see that we are going to be right at 19 inches for ourselves to the end of that carrier. So nice that we're not taking up too much room. Keep in mind, I think our bikes are going to be way taller if we are utilizing one of our fork-mounted bike racks for ourselves. And one awesome little thing too, guys, if I fail to mention it, is we can go ahead and actually bring this guy down and in position here. So as you guys can see, we can go ahead, bring this back in line, and that way we're not taking up too much height when we're not totally in use. We can just simply reduce this down. And to give ourselves a quick little measurement here on that overall length, from our farthest fork here to the very end is going to be putting us at 21 inches exactly. So I'll go ahead, rotate this so you guys can see that. So 21 inches to the end of that carrier. Well, guys, this is going to be a great way of holding that front wheel, especially as we mentioned, those front-mounted bike racks are going to be a bigger and bigger option on the road. People seem to be moving towards that way. It just becomes a great little way of getting that bike up and out of the way. Well, guys, this is going to do a great little job for you. Thule always making that nice little product for ourselves. And I think that about does it for our look at the Thule Front Wheel Holder here at etrailer.com. I'm Bobby. Thank you for watching.